This is a good banger strategy that I've been using for the past 3 months, and guess what? All the profits all the way to the downside.
We're family now and I got your back forever. You hear me?
Have been giving all those positive bangers. It doesn't matter how much you deposit into your account, how much is your capital actually, but still we are gonna get all those bangers all the way to the downside. So here we are looking at boom 1000 index here on the 1 minute time frame, and guess what? We are going to be focusing on the 1 minute time frame to get all those accurate bangers all the way to the downside. As you know, we always bang all those bangers to the downside.
How much is this?
That's real money.
50?
Count it out.
So here's what we are going to be focusing on. As you can see, these specific indicators on the screen right here, we have our two major indicators that have been implemented in order to get all these accurate on this banger strategy, right? What are we actually focusing on here? We see that we have this black moving average, and we also have the blue one moving average, right? Since we have two moving averages, but you can see the other blue moving average that is found below the black moving average, it is actually the Ichimoku. Here on the strategy, we are going to be focusing on the two main moving averages, which is the black one and the blue one that is always found either below or above black moving average. So now here we're gonna do all the back testing, but there are certain conditions that must be met before we can be able to take any trading position. I'm going to also show you how I managed to trade with the trend. There are actually two conditions that we must put into consideration before you can just go and open our trading positions to get all those bangers for ourselves, right? So the first condition is that we want to see a crossover between the black moving average and also the blue moving average. I mean this blue moving average and the black one, which is this one over here. We want to see both of them crossing over. And what do we actually expect after the crossover? We want a candle to close just immediately after the crossover. This is what I mean. Let me just zoom in. As you can see over here, I've just zoomed in the chart. Now we see that the black moving average had the chance to cross over with the blue moving average, and immediately after the crossover, here's what we want to see, right? We want to see a candle closing just after the crossover, which you can see that there's a candle that has been closed over here. That is the candle that closed after the crossover, and immediately after it closes, we are going to be opening our trading positions, and we are going to scalp this beautiful trade all the way to the downside and banging all those beautiful trades. You can catch like 3 to 5 candlesticks, but what I love to do is just catch 3 candlesticks, then I'm out of the trade just like that, and I've banged all the way to the downside, getting all those peeps. Now let's move to the second example to see that I'm not actually knowing where to do the back testing, and I can go back to the chart, and we are going to see that this strategy, it is really profitable. And now let's see what it is actually happening. Let's look for another example that can give us another bangers. Let's look at this beautiful example over here. What do we see? Do you have the crossover? That's the first question you have to ask yourself, or the condition that you have to implement first. Do you have the crossover between the black line and the blue moving average? Look very carefully. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds to identify the crossover. As you can see over here, are you done?
Did you see it?
Let's get it. Now we have the crossover over here. You can see that this black moving average actually had the chance to actually cross within the blue moving average, as you can see over here. And remember, what do we expect after with the crossover?
Mark, can we sell now?
We expect the first candle to close just immediately after the crossover, right? Let's see if that happened. You can see over here that was crossover that took place, and after the crossover, we're going to open our sell positions just after the next candle, which is this one over here, and then we're gonna open our trading positions, and guess what? Bang to the downside, getting all those pips. It doesn't matter how many times this is occurring, you just need to know wherever it occurs, you are gonna bang all those trades all the way to the downside. As you can see over here, we managed to catch these few pips, and this strategy can also be used on small accounts. If you have a small account of $10 or below, can be able to capture several profits. Let's continue to do more of the examples so you can see the profitability that the strategy happened. Boom 1000 index. So right now, what are we actually looking for? Let's look at the current example that it has just occurred, but I've just turned off my internet connection, so the chart will just pause at the stationary point. Always remember the first conditions that you have to ask yourself. Do you have the crossover? Look carefully if we do have any crossovers.
Did you see it?
We can see over here the black moving average actually did not cross the blue moving average. As you can see over here, we did not actually cross, but as the market was actually going down, we can see that over here we do have the crossover. And just guess what happened after the crossover? Look at that crossover that we have over there, and guess what? Bang to the downside, getting all those peeps. Let's analyze what has happened over here. You can see that the black moving average actually crossed within the blue moving average, and guess what? As you know,
4 teenagers counting money at my damn living room table.
bang to the downside, getting all those peeps. I'm actually going to slide back to the history of the chart to see what happened. Now let me just scroll back so we can find more other examples. Always remember the first condition, the black moving average must be crossing within the blue moving average. What is happening over here? Look at that crossover. And what comes next? Bang to the downside, getting all those peeps. As you can see over here, the black moving average is crossing within the blue moving average. This is causing a signals to take place, allowing us to bang all those beautiful bangers all the way to the downside, right? So right now, let's look at the other example. What do we have over here? I'm actually seeing two crossovers that has taken place within the current chart. What do we have over here? Do we have the crossover? Yes, we do have the crossover. As you can see, we have the blue moving average that has been crossed by the black moving average, which is this one over here. This was the crossover. And remember, what are we actually expecting after the crossover? We expect the first candle to close. And after the first candle has just closed, what do we do next?
You once told me don't get emotional about stock, Gordon. Don't.
We open our trading positions, having a take profit of 3 candlesticks, bang to the downside, getting all those peeps. Right now, I want to show you how we can actually use, you can see other example over here. So I cannot stop back testing this because there are multiple bangers that the market have gave us, multiple trading positions, multiple trading opportunities that the market gave us, banging all those profit all the way to the downside. See the black moving average crossing within the blue moving average, banging all the trades all the way to the downside.
And your phony wedding presents allowed you to walk out of the bank with hundreds of pounds of cash without anyone raising an eyebrow.
This is why I'm always saying you should always have a minimum of 5 candlesticks. I love to take 3 candlesticks, then I'm out of the trade.
Look, I counted my money yesterday.
I wait for other opportunities to be created so I can continuously keep on banging all those profits. Now we are here on BOOM 1000 index, looking at the 1 hour time frame right over here. Now this is how I'm going to show you how you are able to trade with the trend. The chart is above the 200 moving average. That is where we want to see all those trading bangers occurring on the 1 minute time frame. So wherever the chart is below the 200 EMA, which is the 200 moving average, we are not going to look for any trading positions. So we are going to focus on trading positions whereby the chart is above the 200 EMA. Also know that we also have a Telegram channel whereby I send massive, way good signals on boom and crash indexes that are banging like amazing. If you want to check that out, the link would be in the description below. Also, don't forget to leave that like button. Now let's move on to the indicator settings. We're going to come here to the F button. These are the indicators that I'm using in order to get all the bangers all the way to the downside. We have the envelopes as our first indicator, the Ichimoku and the moving average, our major indicators. Now let's check on the envelope settings. You can take the screenshot of the envelopes and press done. Now let's look at the settings of the Ichimoku. Take the screenshot of the Ichimoku settings and done. Let's look at the moving average settings. Take the screenshot of the moving average and press done. As you know, Forex Hundreds always bringing all those good bangers. Forex Hundreds signing out.